My husband left me for another woman. My name is Sarah Williams, and this is my life story, the story of love, betrayal, and the pieces of me that I had to gather after my world crumbled. I met Daniel when I was just 22, full of dreams, hope, and blind trust in love. He was everything I had ever wanted: charming, kind, and at least I thought devoted. We built a life together, a home filled with laughter, late-night conversations, and promises that I believed would last forever. We had our struggles like every couple, but I never imagined that the man who once vowed to love me until his last breath would one day walk away without a second thought. It started subtly, small changes that I ignored at first. Daniel started coming home later than usual, claiming that work had become more demanding. He was distant, lost in his own thoughts, and his phone, which once lay carelessly on the table, was now always in his pocket, screen facing down. I convinced myself that it was just a phase, that every marriage had ups and downs. But deep down, an unsettling fear grew inside me, a whisper in the back of my mind that I desperately tried to silence. Then, one evening, my world shattered. I found a message on his phone, a message that left no room for doubt. "I can't wait to see you again. I miss you." My hands trembled as I read the words, my heart pounding so loudly that I thought it might stop altogether. When I confronted him, he didn't even try to deny it. His expression was cold, distant, as if I were a stranger and not the woman who had spent years loving him unconditionally. "I don't love you anymore, Sarah," he said, his voice devoid of any emotion. "I met someone else." I felt like the air had been knocked out of my lungs. The pain was unbearable, suffocating. I begged him to stay, to remember the life we had built, but his mind was already made up. He packed his bags that night, leaving behind only memories and a broken woman who no longer recognized herself. I spent weeks in a daze, moving through the motions of life but feeling nothing at all. Nights were the worst, lying in the same bed we once shared, staring at the empty space beside me, drowning in thoughts of what went wrong. The other woman. She was younger, vibrant, everything I no longer felt I was. I saw pictures of them together, smiling, happy, while I sat alone in the ruins of what used to be my life. People told me to move on, to be strong, but how do you move on from someone who was once your entire world? How do you wake up every morning knowing that the person you loved chose someone else over you? But time, as cruel as it is, keeps moving forward. And so did I. The days turned into months, and the pain, though still there, became a dull ache instead of an open wound. I learned to live without him, to rediscover myself outside of being Daniel's wife. And one day, as I looked at myself in the mirror, I realized something: I had survived. He may have left, but I was still here. And maybe, just maybe, that was enough.